The law of mental magnetism. Take a moment and ask yourself this. What if everything I'm experiencing today is simply the echo of the thoughts I repeated yesterday? Not by chance, not by accident, but by design. This is the foundational truth behind the magnetic mind. Your mind is not just a processor of information, it is a transmitter of energy. And every thought you think sends out a signal that pulls back experience. We've been taught that thinking is passive, that it happens in our heads and stays there. But that's a misunderstanding of how powerful you truly are. The truth? Your thoughts have gravitational force. They're magnetic in nature. They attract, they draw, they summon, and over time, they become the architecture of your life. This is the law of mental magnetism, and understanding it is the first step to mastering your reality. Let's explore how it works. Your mind, the original magnet. Everything in the universe operates by energy. Atoms, sound, light, matter, emotion, thought. And just like metal objects respond to magnetic fields, your life responds to thought fields. What you habitually focus on, consciously or unconsciously, sends a frequency out into the quantum field. And that frequency acts like a request, a signal, an invitation. What you think about, you begin to bring about. Now, this doesn't mean one passing thought will instantly shape your world. But it does mean your dominant mental patterning sets a trajectory. Your thoughts don't just describe your world. They direct it. Thoughts are energy and energy attracts. Let's go deeper. Modern science and spiritual traditions agree on this. Thoughts are energy. When you think, your brain emits electrical impulses. Those impulses create an electromagnetic field. That field interacts with everything around it. People, opportunities, experiences. That's not fantasy. That's frequency. And here's what's important. The clearer, more emotionally charged your thoughts are, the stronger your magnetic signal becomes. A vague thought like, I wish life would get better, sends a weak signal. A focused thought like, I am becoming more abundant every day, sends a precise and powerful one. That's the first principle of a magnetic mind. Direct hit clarity plus emotion equals magnetic force. Every thought is a seed. Think of every thought as a seed you're planting. You plant it with your attention. You water it with repetition. You accelerate its growth with emotion. And you harvest it in the form of reality. The tricky part? Most people are planting weeds and wondering why their garden is overrun. They obsess over worst-case scenarios. They replay their fears. They argue for their limitations. And then they wonder why life keeps reflecting back stress, delay, confusion, and lack. But when you take back your thinking, you take back your power. The difference between conscious and unconscious magnetism. Here's something vital. You're always attracting, even if you're not doing it intentionally, even if you don't mean to, because your mind is always on. It's always broadcasting, always signaling, always creating. There are two types of mental magnetism. 1. Unconscious attraction. This is when your beliefs, assumptions, and inner dialogue are attracting by default. You're not choosing your thoughts. Your past is. You might think, people can't be trusted. Money is hard to come by. I always get rejected. Things never go right for me. And life, without judgment, simply says, as you wish. It brings you experiences that match the energy of those beliefs. 2. Conscious attraction. This is when you take the steering wheel back. You choose your thoughts like you choose your clothes. You catch yourself mid-limiting belief and redirect. You replace autopilot with awareness. You intentionally activate thoughts like, I am magnetic to the right people. Opportunities come to me with ease. Everything is always working in my favor. I am worthy of receiving. And again, life responds, as you wish. This is not wishful thinking. This is energetic authorship. This is you remembering, I don't just observe life. I influence it. But what about negative thoughts? At this point, a question often arises. What if I have negative thoughts? Will I attract bad things? Let's clear this up. You're human. You will have occasional fears, doubts, and frustrations. That's okay. The universe is not punishing you for a bad mood. Attraction is not about perfection, it's about dominance. What matters is not the occasional negative thought. What matters is your most practiced thought, your mental baseline. So when you notice a negative spiral, don't panic. Just pivot. Say, I don't have to keep thinking this. I can choose a better thought. I can direct my magnetism with intention. That moment of awareness is more powerful than hours of overthinking. The magnetic mind starts with responsibility. Here's the moment of transformation. You stop blaming the outside. You stop waiting for a better day. You stop pointing fingers and you point inward. You say, if my mind is magnetic, then I will become its conscious commander. I will choose thoughts that align with what I want. I will use this power for my expansion. And from that place, you stop being a passive experiencer of life, and you become a co-creator. A quick exercise: spot your dominant thought loops. Grab a journal or pause to reflect. Ask yourself, what are the 3 thoughts I think most often about myself, money, relationships, my future? Do those thoughts feel empowering or limiting? Would I want them broadcast into the universe every day? If not, don't judge. Just recalibrate. Because thought loops become life patterns. But they can also be rewritten one conscious choice at a time. Magnetic thought upgrade examples. Let's upgrade some common thought patterns into magnetic mind statements. Crossmark: I never get what I want. White heavy check mark: what's meant for me is already making its way to me. Crossmark: people always take advantage of me. White heavy check mark: I attract respectful, honest connections. Crossmark: I'm not ready yet. White heavy check mark: I'm becoming more aligned every day. Crossmark: it's hard to change. White heavy check mark: I am open, willing, and supported in my growth. Every time you say a magnetic thought, you tune your frequency. You shift your signal. You align your energy with new outcomes. Final message: you are a living magnet. Let's end this first chapter with the truth that will guide the rest of the journey. You are a magnet. You are broadcasting your thoughts into the field right now. You are shaping your experience moment by moment. You are not waiting for change. You are the change. You don't need to become someone else to manifest more. You only need to become more intentional about how you think. The law of mental magnetism is always on. Your only decision is, what will I choose to think today? So take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart and say, my mind is magnetic. My thoughts are creative power. I am ready to think on purpose. I am aligned with what I desire. I am a conscious attractor. And I'm just getting started. And you are. Thoughts are invitations. You've likely heard the phrase, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. But here's an even more powerful truth. Be careful what you think about, you're already inviting it. In the last chapter, we explored how your thoughts are not just private conversations with yourself. They're energetic transmissions, signals that carry power. But now we go one step deeper. Your thoughts don't just attract, they invite. Every thought you think is like a letter sent out into the quantum field, a formal request for an experience. The moment you think it, you open the door for it to walk into your life. The magnetic mind understands this, treats thoughts as more than noise, treats them as summons. And when you begin to consciously choose your thoughts, you begin to consciously craft your life. Let's explore how this works. You are always asking with your attention. Here's what most people don't realize. You are always making requests to the universe. Not with your words, but with your attention. Whatever you focus on, grows. Whatever you focus on, you feed. Whatever you focus on, you invite. This is not just philosophy, this is energetic law. Your attention is the signal. Your emotion is the amplifier. And your belief is the lock-in mechanism. That's why fear creates more things to be afraid of. And why gratitude creates more things to celebrate. It's not magic. It's mechanics. The law of invitation. Think, feel, attract. Let's break it down. Think it, you generate a thought. Nothing ever works out for me. Feel it, that thought creates a feeling. frustration, sadness, resentment. Attract it. That emotional vibration sends out an invitation. Send me more to feel this way about. Or, think it. I'm attracting aligned opportunities every day. Feel it, you feel open, empowered, grateful. Attract it, you invite in more synchronicity, more support, more clarity. The loop is always running. The only question is, what kind of invitations am I sending with my thoughts? Thought invitations are like orders to a restaurant. Imagine your mind is placing an order at a universal restaurant. Every thought is a menu item. If you repeatedly say, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to feel this way. I hate when people ignore me. The universe doesn't hear don't. It hears broke, feel this way, ignored. It simply confirms your emotional focus by bringing you more of it. But when you say, I am ready to feel supported, abundance flows to me. I attract people who see and value me. Now you're placing a new order. You're inviting what you do want. The magnetic mind places conscious orders. The untrained mind places emotional ones. Which are you using? The power of consistency. One positive thought is helpful. But one repeated thought is powerful. Why? Because the universe responds to signals, not whispers. And the more often you think a thought, the clearer your signal becomes. This is why consistency matters. Think a new thought once, a spark. Think it daily, a fire. Feel it as real, a magnet. Don't worry about thinking perfectly. Focus on thinking repeatedly. Because what you invite consistently, you begin to experience inevitably. The emotional signature of a thought. Every thought carries an emotional signature. That signature determines the speed and quality of its attraction. Think of your thoughts like emails. Your emotion is the priority tag you put on it. Emotionally flat thought, slow delivery. Emotionally charged thought, express shipping. This is why emotional alignment is key. When your thoughts and your feelings say the same thing, you're no longer just inviting passively, you're summoning actively. So ask yourself, do my thoughts and feelings match the life I say I want? If not, that's your work. Not to fake it, but to choose better feeling thoughts gradually and consistently. Awareness is your superpower. Before you can change your thought invitations, you need to become aware of what you're already sending out. Most people don't consciously choose their thoughts. They recycle them. They wake up and replay yesterday's doubts. They complain out of habit. They worry on autopilot. But the moment you notice the pattern, you've stepped into power. Because awareness equals choice. And choice equals creation. Here's a 3-step tool you can use right now. Magnetic Mind Check-in. What am I thinking right now? Pause. Listen. No judgment. What am I inviting by thinking this? Go deeper. What outcome is this thought attracting? What do I want to invite instead? Replace with a thought that feels slightly better. Repeat this often. Make it a habit. Train your mind to notice its own signal and upgrade it. This is mental magnetism in real time. Examples: how common thoughts become invitations. Let's explore how small mental shifts change your invitations. Thought: I hope I don't mess this up. Invitation sent: I'm anxious. I don't trust myself. Send me more things to feel unprepared about. Magnetic upgrade: I am capable and calm. I trust myself to handle what's next. Thought: I need this to work or I'll fall apart. Invitation sent: I'm in desperation. I'm unsafe. Life is against me. Magnetic upgrade: life supports me in every direction. This or something better is already on the way. Thought: why does this always happen to me? Invitation sent: I expect disappointment. I expect struggle. Magnetic upgrade: I am shifting. I now create a new pattern, one experience at a time. See the difference? One thought spirals you down. The other stabilizes your field. That's power. That's responsibility. That's mental magnetism. Don't wait to think differently. Here's what most people get backwards. They wait for circumstances to change before they think differently. They say, once I have more money, I'll feel abundant. Once I get a relationship, I'll feel lovable. Once I get the opportunity, I'll feel confident. But the magnetic mind flips the script. I'll think abundantly now, and money will respond. I'll feel lovable now, and love will respond. I'll embody confidence now, and opportunity will respond. This isn't delusion. It's alignment. You don't think better because your life improves. Your life improves because you think better. Thought is the first domino. Behind every new result in your life is a thought that made it possible. The relationship you attract begins with a belief. The money you magnetize begins with a thought of worth. The opportunity you receive begins with a mindset of readiness. Your thought is the first domino. Push it gently daily and the rest will follow. Final message. Start sending better invitations. Let's bring this home with a truth that changes everything. You don't get what you want, you get what you invite. And you invite with your thoughts. Not sometimes. Not when you're manifesting. All the time. So let your thoughts become beautiful invitations. Let them call in the life you actually want to live. Let them become sacred declarations of your readiness. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional. So take a deep breath and say, I choose thoughts that invite expansion. I no longer repeat what I don't want. I am aware, I am conscious, and I am magnetic. I send out powerful invitations, and life always responds. Because it will, and it already is. Clarity attracts powerfully. Imagine walking into a restaurant and saying, I don't know what I want. Just give me something. Anything. What do you think you'll get? Maybe something decent. Maybe something you don't like. Maybe nothing at all. Now imagine walking in and saying, I'd like the grilled salmon medium well with lemon, and a side of roasted vegetables. That's clarity. And it gets results. Your mind works the same way. The universe responds not to vague wishes, but to focused thought. The magnetic mind understands this. Because clarity is more than a mindset, it's an energetic force. And the clearer you are, the faster life can organize around your intention. Let's explore how clarity sharpens your magnetic power and how you can activate it daily. Vague thoughts create vague results. Most people think in vague loops. I just want to be happy. I wish things were easier. I hope something good happens soon. I don't want to be stuck anymore. But here's the problem. The universe doesn't respond to vague. It responds to vibration. And vague thoughts send fuzzy signals. It's like tuning a radio between stations. All you get is static. No clear message equals no clear attraction. Think of clarity like this. The clearer your thought, the stronger the signal. The stronger the signal, the faster the manifestation. That's why the magnetic mind doesn't just wish for better. It defines better and aligns with it. Clarity directs energy. Energy is neutral until it's directed. And what directs it? Clarity of intention. Without clarity, your energy gets scattered. You think a bit about money, then worry about relationships, then focus on health, then spiral into doubt. You're sending 10 different signals and wondering why none are landing. But when you get crystal clear, energy starts to converge. Life has a direction, and your mind becomes a magnet pulling reality toward it. Clarity simplifies everything. Confusion is a symptom, not an identity. Many people say, but I don't know what I want. That's okay. But here's the truth. You're not confused. You're just overthinking. Confusion isn't who you are. It's what happens when you ask your fear to choose your future. Clarity lives underneath the noise, beneath the doubt, beneath the what-ifs. And it gets louder when you get quieter. You don't need to figure out everything today. You just need to ask, what would feel clear right now? Often, clarity begins with what you're no longer available for. I'm no longer available for half-hearted effort. I'm no longer available for relationships that drain me. I'm no longer available for self-doubt. That creates space. And in that space, clarity rises. Clarity speaks the language of specificity. Here's how you know you're thinking clearly. You can describe your desire. You can feel it in your body. You can visualize it. You can name it. You can align your habits with it. Compare these two intentions. I just want to feel better about life. I want to wake up every morning feeling calm, energized, and focused, with a purpose I'm excited about. Which one do you think the universe can respond to more powerfully? Specificity creates traction. Traction creates momentum. Why most people avoid clarity. Clarity is powerful, but sometimes it feels scary. Why? Because once you're clear, you have to make choices. You have to commit. You have to release what doesn't align. That's why some people stay vague on purpose. They fear being disappointed. They fear getting it wrong. They fear stepping into their full power. But here's the paradox. Staying unclear hurts more than being wrong. When you're clear, even imperfectly, you move, you learn, you course correct. When you're vague, you stay stuck, forever. The magnetic mind chooses clarity, even when it's uncomfortable, because clarity gives life permission to respond. The frequency of this or something better. You might be thinking, what if I get clear, and it's the wrong thing? Here's how the magnetic mind thinks. I'll get clear on what feels aligned now, and trust that life will bring me this or something better. You don't have to know the ultimate outcome. You just have to know. What direction feels true? What experience am I ready for? What desire keeps rising in me? You don't attract with pressure. You attract with presence. Clarity isn't about locking into a plan forever. It's about aligning with the next clear signal and letting life build on it. Clarity creates speed. When you're vague, life has to wait. It says, I'd love to bring you what you want, but you haven't told me what it is yet. But when you're clear, you speak with confidence. You move with purpose. You magnetize people and opportunities who match your vision. And things happen faster, not because you forced them, but because clarity created flow. How to get clear? 4 simple questions. Here's a practice you can use right now to gain clarity. The magnetic clarity method. What do I want to feel daily? Forget outcomes. Focus on feelings. What experience would create that feeling? Money, relationships, health, success. Name it. What's one clear phrase that describes this desire? E.g., I want to live in a peaceful home in nature. I want to wake up knowing I'm doing work I love. What's one small action I can take today to move toward it? This builds momentum and proves that clarity is doable. Do this often. Keep it simple. The clearer your inner world becomes, the clearer your outer world will reflect it. Rewriting old patterns of vagueness. If you grew up in chaos, clarity might feel unfamiliar. If you were punished for expressing what you wanted, clarity might feel unsafe. If you're used to settling, clarity might feel too much. But it's not. You were born to think clearly, to ask boldly, to invite powerfully. It's not arrogant to know what you want. It's magnetic. Clarity doesn't mean knowing how. Here's where many people get stuck. I know what I want, but I have no idea how to get it. Good. You don't need to know the how. You only need to know the what and the why. The how is the universe's domain. The how is attracted once you signal readiness. The how unfolds once you commit to clarity. So let yourself off the hook. Say, I don't know exactly how this will unfold, but I know I'm clear, and I know I'm ready. That's enough to begin. Final message. Let clarity become your superpower. Let's bring this chapter to a close with a reminder. Clarity is an act of power. Clarity is how you magnetize with precision. Clarity turns ideas into realities. You don't need to overthink. You just need to decide. And once you decide, energy begins to organize around you. So pause, breathe, and ask, what am I ready to experience now? What am I no longer willing to tolerate? What would feel clear, aligned, and exciting? Write it down. Feel it. Repeat it. Move with it. You'll feel your frequency shift. You'll feel doors start to open. You'll feel the weight of indecision lift. And you'll realize, I was never stuck. I was just unclear. Now place your hand on your heart and say, I give myself permission to be clear. I know what I want. I trust my inner signals. I allow life to respond to my clarity. I am focused, aligned, and magnetic, because you are. And now life is listening. The emotional frequency factor. You've learned that your mind is magnetic, that your thoughts are energetic signals, that clarity sharpens attraction like a laser beam. But there's something even more important than the thought itself. Something that decides whether your thought becomes a wish or becomes reality. That something is emotion. Emotion is what supercharges your thoughts. It is the fuel behind the signal. It's the frequency that determines whether your desire floats or flies like a magnet to you. Let's say it clearly. Your emotions are not just reactions. They are transmissions. And the universe doesn't just hear what you think, feels what you feel. This chapter is about mastering that feeling. It's about understanding how emotional states influence what you attract, and how to consciously align your emotions with your intentions. Because when thought and feeling agree, you become unshakably magnetic. Why emotion amplifies thought. Every thought you think sends a signal, but that signal only becomes powerful when emotion is attached. Think of it this way. A thought without emotion is like a light bulb without electricity. A thought with strong emotion is like a lighthouse, beaming out, attracting with power. Emotion gives your thoughts life. It gives them resonance. It gives them weight in the energetic field. And here's the catch. It doesn't matter whether the emotion is positive or negative. The universe doesn't judge your feeling. It simply echoes it. So if you constantly feel fear, anxiety, doubt, unworthiness, those emotions magnify any thought that supports them. But if you begin to generate gratitude, confidence, joy, love, peace, then even your simplest desires begin to manifest, because they're carried on a powerful high-vibration frequency. Thoughts set the direction. Emotions set the speed. Your thoughts determine what you want. Your emotions determine how fast it shows up. You can think about abundance all day, but if you feel broke and desperate, you're not aligned. You can think about love and connection, but if you feel unlovable, your signal is conflicted. That's not failure, that's feedback. Your emotional state is simply showing you what signal you're really broadcasting. So when your reality doesn't match your desire, ask, what am I feeling most of the time? If your feeling doesn't match your intention, you're not broken. You're just not tuned in. And tuning is the key. Emotion is energy in motion. Let's go deeper. The word emotion literally means energy in motion. Your feelings are currents of energy moving through your body. They aren't random. They aren't meaningless. They're data. They're vibrational codes. And when you learn to work with your emotions, instead of fearing or suppressing them, you unlock a superpower. Because now you're not at the mercy of your mood. You're choosing the emotional signature of your reality. You're saying, this is how I choose to feel, because this is what I choose to attract. The most magnetic emotions. Here are the emotional frequencies that amplify manifestation more than anything else. 1. Gratitude. Gratitude says, I already have what I asked for, even before it arrives. Collapses time. It signals trust. It speeds up the return of your intention. Practice. Spend 2 minutes each day feeling grateful as if your desire is already here. Feel it as real, and the field will respond accordingly. 2. Joy. Joy raises your vibration instantly. It doesn't have to be over the top. Even quiet joy, a soft smile, a sense of peace, creates resonance. Joy signals openness. It says, I am safe to receive. I am aligned with abundance. I allow good things to happen. Joy is magnetic because it doesn't need proof. It is the proof. 3. Confidence. Confidence tells the universe, I trust myself. I believe I'm worthy. I know how to hold what I've asked for. Confidence is not arrogance. It's self-alignment. It says, I don't chase. I attract because I'm ready. For love. Love is the frequency of coherence. When you feel love, for yourself, for others, for life, you become radiant. Love dissolves resistance. It softens fear. It increases clarity. And from this frequency, you become an attractor, not a pursuer. 5. Peace. Peace is powerful because it is the absence of resistance. It says, I am not forcing, I am allowing. It's not passive, it's stable. From peace, things flow to you effortlessly because your signal is clear, calm, and grounded. Emotional conflict. When the signal is split, let's address something real. Sometimes you have a clear thought, but a conflicted emotion. For example, you think, I want more money, but you feel, I'm scared of being seen as greedy. You think, I want a relationship, but you feel, I don't want to get hurt again. This creates static in your frequency. It's like pushing the gas and the brakes at the same time. The solution: acknowledge the conflict, then feel it to free it. Don't repress it. Don't force yourself to feel perfect. Instead say, I notice this fear, but I choose to focus on the feeling of trust. And then, little by little, you tip the emotional scale. How to shift emotional frequency. Here are 3 ways to shift your emotion and raise your vibration. 1. Move your body. Emotion lives in the body, so move it. Dance, walk, stretch, shake it out. A 10-minute movement session can completely shift your emotional field. 2. Breathe intentionally. Use breath to calm the nervous system. Try this. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. Repeat for 2 to 5 minutes. As your breath slows, your energy clears, and you return to your magnetic baseline. 3. Emotional journaling. Write the emotion you're feeling. Name it. Describe it. Let it move through. Then write, what would I love to feel instead? And list 3 thoughts that match that new emotion. This brings the thought-emotion connection into alignment. Emotion as a daily practice. The most magnetic people don't wait to feel good. They create their emotional state intentionally. You don't need to feel ecstatic every moment. You just need to become emotionally aware. Ask throughout the day, what am I feeling right now? Does this emotion match what I want to attract? Can I shift it even a little? And remember, small emotional shifts make massive energetic changes. Go from fear to curiosity. Go from frustration to calm. Go from lack to enoughness. These micro shifts compound until your whole life reflects them. Final message: feel first, then receive. Let's close with the golden truth. You don't wait to receive to feel better. You feel better and then you receive. This is the foundation of the magnetic mind. Think intentionally. Feel vibrationally. Align energetically. Let your emotions become tools, not enemies. You're not a victim of your mood. You're the composer of your frequency. So now breathe into your body. Feel the life moving through you. And repeat, I choose emotional alignment. I feel the energy of what I desire now. I am open, resonant, and magnetic. My emotions are my power. And I feel ready because you are. And your emotions, aligned with your thoughts, are already reshaping your reality. The role of belief in attraction. You've learned that your thoughts attract. You've learned that your emotions charge those thoughts. You've learned that clarity sharpens your signal. But now we arrive at one of the most crucial truths of the magnetic mind. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you believe. Beliefs are the framework behind everything. They are the mental programs that either empower or cancel your manifestations. And the most powerful thought in the world means nothing if it runs into a belief that contradicts it. In this chapter, you'll learn why beliefs are more powerful than desires, how to identify limiting beliefs that block manifestation, how to shift into a new belief system that matches your vision, and how to build beliefs that are so solid the universe has no choice but to respond. Let's dive in. Beliefs, the invisible filter of reality. Imagine that every person walks around wearing a pair of invisible glasses. These lenses are called beliefs. They filter everything you see, feel, and allow into your life. If your lenses say, I'm not good enough, people always leave, money is hard to get, I don't deserve success. Then even when opportunities show up, you'll either miss them, block them, or sabotage them. Not because you're unlucky, but because your beliefs filtered them out. Your beliefs are your default setting. And unless you consciously upgrade them, you keep running the same old script, no matter how much you want to change. The 3 levels of belief. Let's look at how beliefs form and operate in your mind. 1. Core beliefs. These are deep-rooted beliefs you absorbed early in life, often unconscious and shaped by family messages, childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, emotional trauma. Examples: I'm not safe. Love requires sacrifice. I must earn approval. Life is struggle. These operate quietly but powerfully. 2. Identity beliefs. These shape how you see yourself. I'm the smart one. I'm shy. I always mess things up. I'm a survivor. I'm lucky. You repeat them to yourself, and they become self-fulfilling prophecies. 3. Situational beliefs. These are beliefs about how life works. You can't trust people. Making money is hard. Good things never last. The more you suffer, the more you earn success. These create your internal rules and limit what feels possible. Your belief system is a program. Here's the big shift. Your beliefs are not facts. They are programs created by repetition, emotion, and environment. Just like software in a computer, you can update them. You're not stuck with the beliefs you were given. You can consciously uninstall the ones that no longer serve you and install ones that support your expansion. That is the essence of magnetic living, believing something new on purpose. And from there, everything changes. You can't attract what you don't believe is possible. Let's say you want abundance. You think it. You visualize it. You repeat affirmations like, I am wealthy. I attract money. But underneath, your belief says, people like me never make that much. I don't deserve success. Money always disappears. Guess what happens? You cancel the signal. You short-circuit the magnet. Because the belief always wins. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. You don't get what you try to believe. You get what you already believe to be true on a subconscious level. And that's where the work begins. How to identify limiting beliefs. The first step to shifting a belief is spotting it. Here's a process you can use. The magnetic belief audit. Pick one area of your life you want to change. Money, love, confidence, success, etc. Write down what you currently believe about that area. Be honest. Write without filtering. Examples: relationships always end. People don't listen to me. I'll never have enough time. If I get too successful, I'll lose friends. Ask yourself, where did I learn this? Is it absolutely true? Who would I be without this belief? Then write a new belief. Not just the opposite, but one that feels empowering and believable. Examples: I am learning to build safe, lasting love. My voice is valuable. I use my time with clarity and purpose. My success inspires others. Now you have a replacement signal. Belief is a muscle, build it daily. You don't have to instantly believe the new thought 100%. But like a muscle, belief grows with repetition and emotion. Here's how. 1. Speak it. Say your new belief aloud every day. Not as a chant, but as a statement of identity. I am worthy of wealth. I am supported in all I do. I am becoming more magnetic every day. 2. Feel it. While you speak it, feel it. Bring the emotion of the belief into your body. Don't just say, I am enough. Feel what enoughness feels like. Let the emotion charge the signal. 3. Act on it. Take one small action that proves the new belief. If you believe, I'm a leader, speak up today. If you believe, I attract support, ask for help today. Action activates belief, and each aligned step makes the belief more real. Reprogramming the subconscious. To truly shift your beliefs, you must engage the subconscious mind. That's where 95% of your operating patterns live. Here are 3 powerful tools. 1. hypnosis, or subliminal audio. These tools bypass the critical mind and speak directly to the subconscious. You can listen while sleeping or relaxing. Over time, they plant new belief seeds in your mind. 2. Affirmation journaling. Write your new belief 10 to 20 times each morning. Not just once, repeatedly. Example: I am safe to receive love. Money comes easily to me. My presence matters. Writing carves new neural grooves. 3. Visualization. Close your eyes. Visualize yourself living from the new belief. See it, hear it, feel it. This builds evidence in the brain, even before the physical proof arrives. And the subconscious responds to evidence. Belief is not equal to perfection. Let's clear this up. You don't need to perfectly believe all the time. You don't need to be a robot of positivity. But your dominant belief matters most. When doubt creeps in, meet it with, I see you, but I choose to believe something better. This isn't denial. It's discipline. It's choosing your truth moment by moment. That's how belief becomes your baseline. Final message. You become what you believe. Let's bring this chapter home. Every thought you think is filtered through belief, and every belief you hold becomes part of your energetic signature. You don't need more effort. You need more alignment. You don't need to push harder. You need to believe deeper, because once your beliefs shift, resistance drops, opportunities appear, people treat you differently, you take actions you once avoided, you allow in the life you once only dreamed of. So now take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and say, I am the author of my beliefs. I release what no longer serves me. I write a new truth. I live in alignment. I attract what I now believe. Because now, your magnetic mind believes, and so the universe responds. The power of visual rehearsal. Let's begin with this truth. Your brain does not know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. To your subconscious mind, what you deeply feel and see in your imagination becomes a blueprint for what is familiar, acceptable, and possible. This is why visualization is one of the most powerful tools in the magnetic mind toolbox. But in this chapter, we'll go even deeper than basic daydreaming. We'll explore visual rehearsal, a more intentional, emotional, and embodied version of visualization. Because when you begin to mentally rehearse your future as if it's already true, you don't just think differently, you begin to become different. You walk differently, you speak differently, you magnetize differently, and soon, the world around you has no choice but to reflect the inner movie you've already been living. What is visual rehearsal? Visual rehearsal is the practice of mentally and emotionally experiencing the reality you want to create before it manifests physically. Think of it as mental scripting plus emotional embodiment. Just like an actor rehearses their role before stepping on stage, you begin to rehearse your desired identity, outcomes, and energy, so that when they arrive, they feel completely natural. The subconscious mind doesn't operate by logic. It operates by familiarity. So when you visualize consistently, you're telling your mind and body, this is who I am now. This is how I feel. This is what's normal for me. That message becomes your new magnetic baseline. The science behind visualization. This is not just spiritual theory, it's backed by neuroscience. Here's what the studies show. When you vividly imagine an action, like playing piano or shooting a basketball, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were physically doing it. Olympic athletes use visual rehearsal to enhance performance, and in many cases, mental practice is almost as effective as physical practice. The brain strengthens mental muscle memory based on imagined experiences. Now imagine applying this to attracting wealth, creating love, healing your body, growing your confidence, receiving opportunities. Your mind becomes your practice ground, and what you rehearse internally, you begin to attract externally. Why most visualization fails? Many people say, I've tried visualizing, but it didn't work. Here's why that happens. They visualize with doubt. This would be nice, but probably won't happen. They don't engage emotion. They watch the movie but don't feel it. They do it inconsistently. Once a week isn't enough to shift your energy blueprint. They don't visualize the process, only the outcome. Seeing yourself receive something is great, but also visualize yourself becoming the person who earns it, holds it, enjoys it. To truly magnetize your vision, you must make it visceral. You must see it, feel it, and embody it. That's visual rehearsal. The 3 layers of magnetic visualization. Here's how to upgrade your visualization practice into full-sensory magnetic visual rehearsal. 1. Mental imagery. See it. Close your eyes and imagine. Where are you? Who's with you? What are you wearing? What does the environment look like? Make it vivid. Don't just think, I'm successful. See yourself walking into your dream office, giving a talk, or receiving that call. Let the scene play like a movie. 2. Emotional embodiment. Feel it. Ask, what would this version of me feel like? Proud? Free? Joyful? Calm? Safe? Then, generate that emotion now. Let it rise in your body. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the peace, as if it were real. Emotion is the glue that bonds thought to reality. 3. Identity fusion. Be it. The final layer. Step into the character of your future self. Don't just watch them, become them. Feel the shift in posture, the change in voice, the calm in your nervous system. This is the moment when your subconscious says, oh, this is who we are now, and your magnetism increases tenfold. When to practice visual rehearsal. Timing matters. Here are the best times to rehearse your magnetic future. 4 o'clock 1. Right after waking up. Your brain is in a theta state, highly suggestible and open to new impressions. Even 5 minutes of visualization in the morning can set your frequency for the day. 12 o'clock 2. Before falling asleep. Again, the mind is receptive, and whatever you focus on will be digested during sleep. Imagine yourself receiving, expanding, thriving. Let that be the last energetic signature your mind processes. Cyclone 3. During emotional highs or lows. Emotion amplifies imprinting. Feeling joyful? Use that energy to visualize boldly. Feeling low? Use visualization to interrupt the spiral and reconnect with possibility. Person in lotus position 4. After meditation or breath work. When your mind is quiet, you're closer to the subconscious. This is a perfect time to drop in new realities and rehearse aligned identities. Make visualization a habit, not a hope. You don't need to visualize for hours. You need to do it consistently and emotionally. Even 5 to 10 minutes per day of focused, immersive visual rehearsal is more effective than a week of vague wishing. Make it part of your routine. Morning mirror time, pre-work grounding, pre-sleep wind down, midday reset. Turn it into a ritual, not a random practice. Soon, your body will crave it, because it starts to feel like coming home to who you truly are. From rehearsal to reality. Signs you're shifting. How do you know your visual rehearsal is working? Here are some common signs. White heavy check mark, your identity begins to shift. You speak, move, and decide from a place of alignment. You're no longer acting from old wounds, but from your new standard. White heavy check mark, you stop chasing. You feel internally anchored. You know your desire is coming, so you're not desperate for proof. White heavy check mark, synchronicities increase. You start bumping into the right people, books, ideas, and events. Reality begins to match your internal movie. White heavy check mark, resistance fades. Things you used to fear now feel exciting or neutral. Your nervous system trusts your new path. This is reality catching up to rehearsal. Visualize the becoming, not just the having. One powerful upgrade. Don't just visualize having what you want. Visualize yourself becoming the person who receives it. See yourself showing up with discipline. See yourself handling more money wisely. See yourself speaking confidently in public. See yourself saying no to things that drain you. This builds energetic capacity, so that when your desire arrives, you're not overwhelmed. You're ready. The magnetic mind rehearses not just outcomes, but identity alignment, visual rehearsal, and neuroplasticity. let's touch on the science again. Every time you visualize, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. This is called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself. The more often you fire certain mental images and emotions together, the stronger those pathways become. And soon, you feel more at home in your vision. You make better choices. You attract with less resistance. You believe your future is already real. And belief plus repetition equals manifestation. Final message: live in the movie before it plays. Let's bring this chapter home. Your imagination is not fantasy. It is pre-creation. It is the tool your soul gave you to practice your future before it arrives. And when you use it intentionally, you train your brain. You expand your emotional range. You impress your subconscious. You match the frequency of your desire. So now breathe in, drop into your body, and say, I rehearse my future with confidence. I see it clearly. I feel it deeply. I become it daily. My imagination is sacred. I magnetize what I mentally rehearse. Because you do. And now the movie begins. Mental detox, eliminate resistance. You've now discovered many powerful tools. How thoughts attract. How emotions supercharge manifestation. How clarity sharpens direction. How belief is the gatekeeper. How visual rehearsal installs your future in the now. But there's a hidden force that can block all of that. Something quiet, invisible, but powerful. Resistance. Resistance is the mental static that interferes with your frequency. It's the internal noise that distorts your signal. It's the silent contradiction that says, I want this, but I don't fully believe it's safe, possible, or allowed. You can do all the work, but if resistance is high, your magnetic field is distorted. This chapter is about identifying, clearing, and healing that resistance, so your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can do their job freely and cleanly. Because once you remove what's in the way, your desires arrive faster, not because you forced them, but because you finally allowed them. Let's begin. What is mental resistance? In simple terms, resistance is anything in your mind that says no to what you consciously say yes to. It shows up as doubt, delay, emotional friction, inner conflict, procrastination. Yeah, but thinking, overcomplication, fear of success or failure. And the tricky part? Most resistance is unconscious. You may not realize it's there, but it's pulling the brakes while you're pressing the gas. That's why one of the most magnetic things you can do is not add more effort, but remove what's blocking your natural flow. Where does resistance come from? Resistance usually comes from protection. The mind doesn't sabotage you to be cruel. It's trying to keep you safe based on what it learned in the past. Here are the most common sources of resistance. 1. Old programming. Messages like, that's not realistic. You'll fail and look stupid. You don't deserve that. We don't do that in this family. These mental programs were often absorbed in childhood and still operate in the background. 2. Fear of the unknown. Your mind prefers the familiar even if it's painful. That's why people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and identities that feel small. Manifesting a new life? That means becoming unfamiliar to the mind. So resistance says, let's just stay where it's safe. 3. Unprocessed emotion. Old grief, shame, rejection, and trauma often store themselves as resistance. Until they are seen, felt, and released, they block the frequency of receiving. It's not personal. It's protective. The cost of unchecked resistance. If you don't detox your mind, resistance can slow down or block your manifestations, lower your self-trust, create mental burnout, keep you in loops of almost or not yet, make you feel like nothing ever changes no matter how much you try. That's why clearing is just as important as creating. Sometimes your next level doesn't require more force. It requires letting go of what's in the way. Step 1. Awareness. Identify the resistance. You can't clear what you don't see. So begin with awareness. Ask yourself, What's the loudest story I'm telling myself about why I can't have what I want? Where do I feel tightness, fear, or discomfort when I think about my desire? What outcome do I fear most? Write it down. Get it out. Often, resistance shows up in phrases like, "What if it doesn't work? What will people think? I'll lose control. I'm not ready. It's too late." These are not the truth. They're defense mechanisms. Once you name the resistance, you weaken its grip. Step 2. Expression. Let the resistance speak. Next, instead of suppressing the resistance, let it speak. Here's a powerful journaling technique. The resistance letter. Write a letter from the part of you that's scared, doubtful, or resistant. Let it say everything it needs to say. No censorship. Example: I'm scared this won't work. What if I put in all this effort and nothing changes? What if I'm judged? What if I lose people when I grow? When done, write a reply from your higher self. Acknowledge the fear. Offer love, truth, and new perspective. Example: I hear your fear, and I love you for trying to protect us. But I am choosing to believe in something greater. I don't need to be perfect, I just need to be present. We are safe to move forward. This rebalances your inner world. It brings all parts of you into integration, not war. Step 3. Release, clear the emotional charge. Now, use your body to release the energetic tension behind the resistance. Here are 3 powerful release techniques. 1. Emotional movement. Shake, stretch, or dance for 5 to 10 minutes. Play music and let your body move intuitively. Imagine shaking off old beliefs and fears like dust. Movement interrupts mental loops and discharges stuck emotion. 2. Breath work. Try this simple breath pattern. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale through the mouth for 6 to 8 counts. Repeat for 3 to 5 minutes. Breath calms the nervous system and shifts you from resistance to receptivity. 3. Burn the old story. Write your limiting belief or fear on paper. Then safely burn or tear it. As you do, say, "This no longer defines me. I release this with gratitude. I choose a new truth." This creates a symbolic and energetic break from the past. Step 4. Replace, install a new thought pattern. Clearing leaves a gap, and nature abhors a vacuum. So you must consciously install a new belief, emotion, or identity. Ask, what is the opposite of this resistance? What new thought aligns with my desire? Examples: I don't deserve love. I am inherently lovable and safe to connect. This won't work. Everything is always working in my favor. I'm afraid to be seen. My presence is my power. Then, speak it, write it, visualize it, feel it. Let it replace the old residue. Do this daily until it becomes your new baseline. Step 5. Trust. Let the energy settle. After detoxing, you may feel raw, tired, emotional, or free. All of that is normal. Let yourself rest. Don't rush to fix anything. Don't chase the next tool. Allow the new alignment to land. Trust that every clearing creates space for receiving. Because the more resistance you release, the more magnetic you become. Mental detox is not one and done. Just like your body benefits from regular cleansing, your mind needs ongoing clearing. Make it a lifestyle, weekly practice, daily awareness. Over time, your resistance shrinks. Your field clears. Your manifestations quicken. Not because you're trying harder, but because you're flowing cleaner. Final message: make space for what you want. Let's close with this. You don't have to fight harder to manifest. Sometimes all you need to do is get out of your own way. Let go of what you were taught. Let go of what you feared. Let go of what no longer fits. And say, I am safe to release resistance. I let go of what blocks me. I clear the mental clutter. I choose trust over fear. I create space for what I desire. I am now free to receive. This is the path of the magnetic mind. Less force, more flow, less noise, more clarity, less trying, more trusting. Because what you want is already on its way. Once you stop holding it back, Magnetic language, words that shape reality. There's something you do every single day. Something so automatic, so normal, that you might never realize just how powerful it is. You speak. To others. To yourself. To life. But what if your words weren't just sounds? What if your words were spells? What if every time you spoke, you were writing your next chapter? Because that's exactly what you're doing. Words are frequency carriers. Words activate thoughts. Words amplify emotion. Words shape identity. Words signal your readiness to receive. In this chapter, you'll learn how everyday language programs your subconscious mind, how certain words block or weaken your magnetic signal, how to upgrade your internal and external vocabulary to attract with clarity, power, and confidence. Because the magnetic mind speaks differently. Not because it's pretending, but because it understands the creative force of language. Let's explore. Your words reflect and reinforce your beliefs. Every word you speak is a reflection of your internal world. It reveals what you believe, but it also strengthens what you believe. Language is not just a reflection, it's a reinforcer. The more you say something, the more your mind believes it. The more emotion you attach to it, the more your body feels it. And the more repetition it receives, the more automatic it becomes. So when someone says things like, "I'm always broke. I can't do that. It's just my luck. Nothing ever works for me. I'm such a mess. That's just who I am." They're not just venting. They're programming. The subconscious takes you literally. Here's what most people don't realize. Your subconscious mind doesn't process sarcasm. It doesn't analyze exaggeration. It doesn't know when you're just joking. It takes your words as commands. So every time you say, "I'm so tired. I'm broke. I'm overwhelmed. I'm ugly. I'm unlucky. I'm not creative. I'm stupid," you're writing a script, and your subconscious gets to work proving it true. This is not to scare you. It's to empower you. Because the moment you shift your words, you shift your magnetic field, and everything begins to respond. The two types of magnetic language. Let's break it down. There are two categories of words in the world of the magnetic mind. 1. Contracting language. This weakens your vibration. It comes from fear, doubt, shame, or unworthiness. Examples: "I have to. I can't. I should. It's just how it is. I'm always like this. That never works for me. It's not realistic. I don't have time. It's too late for me." These words contract your field. They tell life, "Don't send me anything new. I'm unavailable." 2. Expansive language. This strengthens your magnetism. Comes from trust, alignment, curiosity, and clarity. Examples: "I choose. I allow. I'm learning to. I'm becoming. I am open to. It's safe to. I'm discovering that. What if it works better than I expected? This or something better." These words expand your field. They tell life, "I'm available. I'm ready. I'm aligned." Upgrade your inner self-talk. The most powerful words you'll ever hear are the ones you say to yourself. Because your inner voice becomes your inner world. You live inside the story you repeat. So if your self-talk is, "I'm not good enough. I'll never figure this out. Other people can, but I can't. It's just not in the cards for me," you will feel that story. You will act from that story. You will attract in alignment with that story. But the moment you shift your internal narrative, even subtly, you begin to reprogram your magnetic signature. You start saying, "I'm still learning, but I'm improving every day. This may be new, but I'm safe to try. I'm becoming more confident each time I show up. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful." And that story becomes your new baseline. Upgrade the way you speak about the present. We often unknowingly lock in our current struggles through our words. We say things like, "I'm stuck. I hate this job. I can't stand my body. This always happens to me. This is just my life now." Even if it's how you feel, speaking it as fact reaffirms it. But magnetic language reframes without denial. Instead of, I'm stuck, say, I'm in a transition phase, and I'm learning from it. Instead of, I hate this job, say, I'm grateful for the stability this provides while I align with something better. Instead of, I never get what I want, say, I'm getting clearer about what I want, and I'm learning to receive. Your words don't have to be perfect. They just have to be aligned with possibility. Speak in present tense, feel in future emotion. Your subconscious responds best to present tense language. It believes what you repeatedly say is happening now. So instead of, I will be confident someday, I hope I become successful. I'm trying to be abundant. Use, I am becoming more confident each day. Success is already forming around me. Abundance is my natural state, and I'm remembering it. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, practice it. Because what you repeat becomes familiar, and what becomes familiar becomes true. Words as anchors, daily magnetic language practices. Let's get practical. Here are a few daily tools to build magnetic language into your life. 1. Morning power phrases. Write or say 3 to 5 powerful phrases each morning. Examples. I am magnetic to aligned people and opportunities. Everything is always working out in my favor. I speak with clarity, confidence, and calm. I allow more abundance to flow to me today. My presence is my power. Say them with emotion. Let them anchor your frequency. 2. Reframe in real time. Catch yourself during the day. If you hear yourself say, ugh, I'm so behind, pause. Say instead, I'm moving at the perfect pace for my growth. Train your brain to self-correct with kindness. This creates new grooves mentally and energetically. 3. The I am audit. Every night, write down 5 sentences that begin with, I am. These are some of the most powerful words in the universe. Why? Because what follows I am becomes your identity. Use them wisely. I am worthy. I am creative. I am aligned. I am open. I am magnetic. Over time, your mind believes it, and your life begins to match it. Use your words to bless, not bind. Let's talk about language toward others. Every time you speak about someone else, you're also shaping your own field. Gossip lowers your vibration. Criticism poisons your frequency. Cynicism contracts your receiving channel. But when you speak words of blessing, encouragement, possibility, empowerment, you raise your vibration. You open new doors. You strengthen your own signal. The magnetic mind speaks blessing into others. Because it knows, what I give, I amplify. Final message. Speak as if it's already true. Let's bring this chapter home. Your words are not decorations. They are declarations. They tell life who you are. They tell your subconscious what to believe. They tell your nervous system what to prepare for. So speak like someone who trusts. Speak like someone who receives. Speak like someone who already is what they're becoming. Now take a deep breath and say, my words are powerful. My language shapes my life. I speak with clarity, with confidence, and with faith. I bless my journey. I bless my past. I bless my future. I speak as one who is already receiving. I speak from truth, and truth is magnetic. And so it is. Daily alignment rituals. Let's get honest. Inspiration is wonderful. Breakthroughs feel amazing. Moments of clarity are beautiful. But if you don't practice alignment daily, you'll keep falling back into old habits, low-frequency thoughts, and outdated belief systems. That's why the most magnetic people in the world don't wait for motivation. They create momentum through ritual. And here's the truth. Magnetism is not about what you do occasionally. It's about how you show up consistently. This chapter will show you how to ground your magnetic mind into real-life action. No pressure, no perfection, just small, powerful rituals that anchor your energy, center your thoughts, and activate your attraction field every day. Let's dive in. What is alignment? Alignment is the feeling of being mentally clear, emotionally steady, energetically clean, and spiritually connected. It's when your thoughts, Feelings, beliefs, and actions are all moving in the same direction. You feel peaceful, empowered, present, magnetic, ready. Alignment doesn't mean life is perfect. It means you're not fighting yourself. You're not saying yes with your words while screaming no with your energy. You're not chasing, you're attracting. You're not proving, you're receiving. And this feeling can be cultivated, can be trained, can become your normal. That's what daily rituals do. Why rituals work even if they're small. Rituals work because they signal the subconscious. This is who I am now. Create a stable, energetic foundation. Build consistency which rewires identity. Ground inspiration into action. Reduce resistance by creating structure. Rituals don't have to be dramatic or long. In fact, the simpler, the better, as long as they're done consistently. Because consistency compounds. And what you repeat, you become. The 3 types of alignment rituals. To activate your magnetic mind each day, you want to engage 3 primary areas: mental alignment, emotional alignment, energetic alignment. Let's explore rituals for each. Mental alignment rituals. Clear the mind. Your thoughts are the steering wheel of your day. Mental alignment means choosing your focus before the world chooses it for you. 1. Morning mindset script. Write 3 to 5 I am or I choose statements each morning. Examples: I am safe, steady, and powerful. I choose to show up as the version of me who already receives. I am magnetic to aligned opportunities. This creates mental dominance, meaning your thoughts are leading your energy. 2. Intentional journaling, 5 minutes. Use 1 to 3 powerful questions to center your mind. Examples: what am I grateful for today? What would success feel like today? How do I want to speak, feel, and show up? Even 5 minutes of journaling sets your mental tone. 3. Focus phrase or mantra. Choose 1 powerful phrase for the day. Write it, repeat it, breathe it. Examples: I don't chase, I attract. Everything is always working in my favor. I allow good things to flow to me now. Repetition installs it. An installation builds a magnetic mental grid. Emotional alignment rituals. Tune the heart. Emotions are the fuel of manifestation. They make your thoughts magnetic. So choose rituals that open your heart and uplift your mood. 1. Gratitude stack. Write or say 5 things you're grateful for, but take it deeper. For each one, pause and ask, what does this allow me to feel? Example: I'm grateful for my warm bed. It makes me feel safe and held. I'm grateful for my creativity. It makes me feel powerful and free. Gratitude isn't just a list. It's a frequency shift. 2. Music as mood medicine. Create playlists that match the energy you want to feel. Need confidence? Choose bold, empowering songs. Need peace? Choose gentle, soothing tones. Need joy? Choose upbeat, feel-good music. Dance, move, or simply listen. Let the music shift your emotional channel. 3. Mirror affirmation, 2 minutes. Look into your own eyes. Speak your power. Example: I love the way I keep showing up. You are allowed to receive. You are safe to rise. The mirror builds emotional coherence. When the words you speak match what your heart wants to hear. Energetic alignment rituals. Shift the body plus frequency. Your body is your antenna. If it's tight, heavy, or frozen, your signal gets distorted. So energetic alignment rituals move the energy, calm the nervous system, and tune you to receiving mode. 1. Morning movement, 5 to 15 minutes. You don't need a full workout. Just stretch, shake, dance. Walk slowly and consciously. Do 10 jumping jacks and deep breaths. Let your body awaken the signal. Movement grounds the energy you've called in. 2. Breath reset. At any point in the day, pause and take this breath pattern. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale slowly for 6 to 8. Repeat 5 times. This resets your energetic field and puts you in receiving mode. 3. Environmental cleanse. Energetic clutter in your space creates mental noise. Each morning or night, Light a candle or incense. Wipe your desk or bed. Open a window. Play high-vibe music. Say aloud, I clear this space for alignment, clarity, and flow. Your environment reflects your energetic hygiene. Micro-rituals, 30 seconds to magnetic reset. Not every ritual needs 10 minutes. Sometimes you only need 30 seconds to return to alignment. Examples: put one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Breathe slowly. Whisper to yourself, we're okay. We're aligned. Visualize light flooding your body. Smile intentionally. Place both feet on the floor and repeat, I am grounded. I am present. These micro-rituals create micro-shifts, which prevent major spirals. Build your personalized ritual stack. Let's make it real. Choose one ritual from each category: mental, mantra, journaling, morning script, emotional, gratitude, music, mirror work, energetic, movement, breath, space clearing. Start with just one of each. That's it. Build consistency. Then layer more if desired. What matters is how often, not how long. Rituals aren't about being good. They're about coming home. Let's be honest. Some days you'll forget. Some days you'll be tired. Some days you won't want to do anything. That's okay. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Rituals are not punishment. They're portals. They're how you say, I'm worth showing up for. I'm worth 5 minutes of alignment. I don't need to be overwhelmed to be productive. I choose to return to myself, gently and often. That mindset is magnetic. Final message. Show up like the person you're becoming. Let's close with this. The most powerful ritual is deciding to live like it's already happening. Speak like the version of you who receives. Think like the version of you who trusts. Walk like the version of you who is already aligned. And let your rituals become evidence that your new life is here. Not someday, but today. So now take a deep breath and say, I align daily with ease, with joy, with intention. I show up for myself because I am worth it. I don't need perfection. I need presence. Every small action compounds. Every aligned choice rewires me. I build magnetism, one moment at a time. Because you do. And you are. And your rituals are becoming your reality. Becoming a magnetic force. This is it. You've come a long way. You've learned that thoughts attract, that emotions amplify, that beliefs shape your ceiling, and that your imagination is the rehearsal room for your future. You've cleared resistance. You've reprogrammed identity. You've created rituals that tune your frequency each day. But there's one final step, and it's not about another technique. It's not about adding more. It's about embodiment. It's about living as the magnetic force you've always been, even before the evidence shows up. Because you don't become magnetic by chasing. You become magnetic by being. This final chapter is not about trying. It's about becoming. Let's explore how to live from this new place. A place of grounded certainty, of aligned presence, of quiet power. Let's explore what it means to fully become a magnetic force. Step 1. Stop trying to manifest. Start living as if it's done. The most magnetic people don't try to manifest. They act like it's already done. They no longer send mixed signals. They're not halfway in, halfway doubting. They've chosen the identity of, I am the person this reality belongs to. This result is inevitable. I'm not waiting. I'm embodying. So the question becomes, how would I think, speak, move, and show up today if I already had what I've been asking for? That question is the master key. When you live as if not to trick the universe, but because you've chosen alignment, everything begins to organize around you, because your frequency becomes undeniable. Step 2. You don't chase what you trust. Magnetic people have one thing in common. They trust. They don't frantically search for evidence. They don't doubt after a delay. They don't bargain with the universe. They trust because they know, I've aligned my thoughts. I've felt the emotion. I've built the belief. I've cleared resistance. I've shown up. That trust becomes a field. It's not loud. It's not flashy. But it's deeply attractive. Because trust emits confidence. And confidence is magnetic. So ask yourself, what would change if I trusted more than I feared? What would I release if I knew my desire was already real? When trust leads, attraction follows. Step 3. Let the version of you who has it lead. Close your eyes. Imagine the version of you who already has the relationship, the money, the freedom, the health, the opportunity, the peace. How do they wake up, move through conflict, speak to others, treat their body, handle their schedule, carry themselves? Now ask, can I live like them now? Not to fake it, but to fuse with it. This is magnetic embodiment. You don't wait to become them. You decide to become them moment by moment. Each choice from that identity is a vote for your future. And those votes compound. Step 4. Be willing to walk alone at first. When you fully commit to a magnetic mindset, something interesting happens. You disconnect from the old frequency. That might mean fewer conversations about lack, drama, or fear, less interest in complaining or proving yourself, more space between you and the people still trapped in limitation. This can feel lonely, but it's sacred, because before you attract your next-level tribe, reality, and rhythm, you often pass through the silence of recalibration. This is not isolation. It's preparation. Don't rush back into old energy for comfort. Stay in the gap. It's making room for your upgrade. Step 5. Live in the gap without collapsing. There's a space between intention and manifestation. It's the waiting room, the hallway between frequencies, the space where the old has ended, but the new hasn't fully arrived. This is where most people collapse. They say, nothing's happening. I must be doing it wrong. Maybe this doesn't work. But the magnetic mind knows, this gap is sacred. This is where my energy solidifies. This is where I practice trust. So instead of asking, where is it? Ask, who am I becoming in the gap? Because that version is the one who will receive it. Step 6. Master the art of non-reaction. You've learned the power of thought, emotion, belief, and language. But one of the highest expressions of magnetism is this non-reaction. Magnetic people don't react to every trigger. They don't chase validation. They don't get thrown off by temporary circumstances. They know, not every delay is a denial. Not every emotion needs a story. Not every obstacle is a sign to quit. They respond with presence. They return to alignment. They trust the process. This creates stability. And stability is irresistibly attractive. Why? Because it tells life, I'm ready. I can hold it. I'm not here to chase. I'm here to receive. Step 7. Make peace with the timeline. Let's speak clearly. Your desire is not late. You are not behind. You are not being tested or punished. The timeline is aligning in ways your mind cannot measure, but your soul can feel. Make peace with the not yet. Celebrate the on the way. Breathe through the almost. That kind of energetic detachment is a superpower. It's not giving up. It's letting go of control and choosing trust instead. Say it with me. I release the timeline. I know it's coming. I choose peace in the waiting. I'm not missing anything. I'm arriving into everything. That's magnetism. Step 8. Become a safe space for receiving. Ask yourself, am I emotionally, mentally, and energetically safe to receive what I've asked for? Can you handle more money without fear of losing it? Hold love without sabotaging it? Be seen without shrinking? Led without apologizing? Becoming magnetic is not about worthiness, it's about capacity. So build it, heal your nervous system, practice gratitude daily, forgive your past, speak kindly to yourself, stay open when you want to close. The more you create internal safety, the more the universe trusts you with what's next. Because you're no longer reacting like a child. You're responding like a conscious creator. Step 9. Become the reminder for others. True magnetic beings don't gatekeep the energy. They inspire others not by preaching, but by being. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to defend your path. Just live it. When others see your clarity, they question their chaos. When they feel your peace, they wonder about their stress. When they experience your glow, they remember their own light. You become the reminder that it's okay to think differently. It's okay to dream again. It's okay to align before you act. It's okay to receive with joy. That's leadership, and it's deeply magnetic. Final message: you are the magnet. Let's end this journey where we began. You've always had the power. You've always had the tools. You've always had the capacity to attract more than you've ever allowed. Now you remember, your thoughts are energy. Your emotions are amplifiers. Your beliefs are architects. Your words are blueprints. Your rituals are anchors. Your presence is power. You don't need to become someone else. You need to return to who you really are, a magnetic, radiant, infinite being, here to co-create your most aligned, expressed, and fulfilling life. So now breathe. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your heart open. Feel your mind clear. Feel your energy humming. And say, I am magnetic. I am clear. I am aligned. I am receptive. I trust the process. I embody my future now. And I allow my desires to find me, because they already belong to me. Because they do. And now you know it.